All right, let's just call it out. If you're over 40 and you've been feeling a bit off, maybe flat, maybe you've lost a bit of your drive, you might be wondering if this coaching even works, what type of coaching it is. And in this session, I'm going to give you a real answer without any fluff. I'll walk you through how I can actually help men like you and what usually stops them and makes them procrastinate about getting help, and the main things that stop them anyway, and what the process looks like. So by the end of this, you'll know if it's worth looking into or not. So let's get into it. So here's what I hear from most men who've been thinking about doing something like this. They say things like, I wish that I could do this and get some help and change how I'm feeling, but I don't want to go digging up the past and going back into my childhood. There's nothing that annoys men more than actually going back and talking about stuff that happened in the past. This is something that you don't have to do. Because I'm going to go through all of this and why this is just a myth. Especially with the way I do coaching, it's going to show you that you don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to go back down memory lane. Or this one that keeps coming up is coaching just sounds like pep talk and it won't stick. So a lot of people think that, they're going to have to just listen to someone giving them advice and, talking some bullshit and just telling them what they already know. That's one of the big things. And the other one is that even if it helps, it means I just have to keep relying on someone forever. And I don't want to rely on somebody. I don't want anybody giving me advice. And that means I'm going to have to keep going back to them. And these are really common concerns. And they're not wrong to think this. I thought this when I was going for help. And I didn't want to have to keep going back to someone and telling me what I already know. That was on my mind. These people are just going to tell me what I already know. These are just myths. And these myths haven't been challenged yet. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you to think about this differently. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to be showing you how this works and how I work differently and how we deal with these things head on. So there's an approach that I take, and this is the approach. Here's how I approach it. I don't do one size fits all coaching. What I do is simple, but it's very powerful and it's tailored to you. This is a different process. I calibrate and meet you where you are and take you where you need to be with your problem. So these are the three key points that I work with, and they're just kind of part of a process. Is the first thing that we do is we lift the weight. Most men that I work with are carrying around a lot of stress and a lot of stuff that's kind of built up, low mood or heavy feelings, and they can't quite shake it. And sometimes talking about it doesn't actually help. We deal with that straight away, not by talking it to death, but by using simple tools right on that first call that actually shift how you feel. So just think about that. Even the first call, you start to feel differently. That's essential because you need to have a real life evidence and proof that this stuff actually works. So then the next step is, and this can be done over a short period of time, it can be done even in one session. I've had a lot of people that had a complete breakthrough in one session. And the same process happens in each one. So the second part is that we need to kind of get you to understand that we're going to change how you feel, change how you think about things. This needs to be something that you're able to do yourself. And I bring you through the process, and you might not even realize how you're thinking and the way you're thinking about things is adding to the pressure. So we unpack that thinking, whether it be about work or family, maybe it's about yourself, and we change your beliefs that are keeping you stuck. Those limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck, we actually help change them. So the next step that we do is, once we have that and we've got your beliefs changed and we have you feeling better, that in itself makes a huge transformation. But the most important part is being able to live from that state, being able to, stay there, to stay in that resourceful state and lock it in and develop this focused mindset yourself so you can make clear decisions without needing a coach on speed dial all of the time. Because when you're in a good place, you naturally make better decisions. And that's when things start to flow again, when you're in that good place. And it's not just about creating short-lived feelings. It's about creating a baseline that feels strong and steady and clear. A clear, definite baseline that you will always be able to come back to. So this will be your set point. This will be your new set point. It's something that you can go, okay, I know what this feels like, and you can recalibrate back to it whenever you need to. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to train you how to do it where it feels like it's something that's natural rather than an effort. I'm not going to give you homework. I'm not going to give you things to do. I'm not going to give you templates, gratitude lists. I'm not going to do anything like that. This is going to be a way of living. It's going to be ingrained in your identity and your personality. It's going to feel natural without needing anything outside of you. And that includes me. I want to get you to the state where you don't need me. And that's when you'll feel like you've made it. You'll feel like you've made it when you're doing it yourself. That's what most men want. It's like, Paul, if I'm able to make myself feel better, just show me how to do it myself. This is the most important part. It's how to stay there. And that's what people get from me is they get the whole process, but they get the ability to be able to do it without me. And that's my goal. That's how I become successful if you don't need me. And if you're doing it yourself, then you're successful. So we both become successful. So the question is, who is this for? And this is what we have to cover here, is that there's certain types of people that need to work with me. Maybe you're just watching this out of curiosity, but if you're a man over 40 and some of this feels familiar, you're not alone. And maybe lately you've been feeling off, not broken, just flat, like something is dulled a bit and you don't know why. The positive buzz is just gone. You can't quite put your finger on it. You don't feel motivated anymore. You feel like a robot. You're just going through the motions, getting through the week's a bonus. And that's your goal. You might be holding it together, but on the outside, you look good. But on the inside, it feels heavier than it should. You're showing up, but it's taking more effort, and the spark, the drive, and that peace of mind is just not quite there. This is for you if you're ready to feel more like yourself again, not just cope and reconnect with not just cope and just get on with it and just struggle through the week. So if you can relate to any of these things, like stress feels consistent, but it's not always visible, I don't show it. If you can relate to any of this, I can help you. I wouldn't be telling you this unless I was really sure. I'm really confident in what I'll do, and you'll see why. Just stay with me on this little presentation so that my job is to help you to make a decision so that I can help you. I bear that responsibility that I have to influence you to be able to make the transition from where you are to where you want to be. And this is what this is about. So if you're still on this video, keep watching, because I'm going to just put in here, this is just to set the boundaries as well, who this isn't for, so I don't get the wrong people on the call. This may not fit you. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. I don't judge anybody. Some people, they just aren't in the right place for this kind of conversation yet. If you're okay with where you are, that's fine. There's no point in getting on a call with me. And some people, maybe they're not open to seeing things a different way. They don't want to see things differently. If you're that type of person that's just not open, you're just going to do this just for the sake of it, this may not be for you. And no offense, this is fine. We just have to be clear about who this is not for as well. Or people that are not ready to pause and look at what's really going on. They're looking for some magic wand stuff to make them feel good without putting any true effort in. I don't even like to say effort, because this doesn't feel like an effort. It feels more like an enjoyable experience, something that you can look forward to. It's a great thing to be able to do this and to be able to change how you feel and learn how to change how you feel yourself. So if you're not ready, if that's where you are right now, no judgment at all. But if there's even a little part of you that knows something needs to shift, that's usually good enough, and that's where we begin. We start there. So what makes me different? What makes what I do differently? And this is some of the stuff that you have to kind of understand about me. This is not about me, but you need to kind of go, okay, Paul, who the hell are you? And what can you do? And how do I know that you're qualified? So let me show you why this isn't just another coaching pitch. First of all, most men that I work with feel something shift very fast. Even if I'm just having a conversation with someone on the phone, if they're feeling bad about something, am trained in advanced persuasion and influence techniques that is able to help people to change how they feel. And that's just different. It's different than just giving people advice. There's a total different vibe from this experience. I know how to get leverage on the thoughts and the feelings and then transform them into something else inside of a conversation. And it's not something that people can recognize because it's not really common. It's a very unique way of doing things. And I don't mean in weeks. By the end of the first call, even the discovery call, you'll feel different. You know, it's personalized. This isn't a pre-made program. It's built around you and what you're going through personally. I meet you where you are and take you where you want to be. And anytime I'm working with you, I find out what's left. And when we do it that way, we're being real specific about how you're feeling. And then this creates a generalized way of looking at things. Because we're working on stuff and you start to see the patterns to what I'm doing. And then I show you to apply it to your own life. It's what actually is working for you. It's tailored. It's not templated. Okay. So I'm not trying to keep you dependent on me. I don't want that. I want to respect your time and I want to respect my time. I want you to take away from this something solid, a new way of thinking that sticks as fast and as quick as possible without leaving out anything or skipping through anything. This has to be done in a strategic way and it can happen really fast. And if you can get back to your life as fast as possible without any of the fluff, that's going to be a bonus for both of us. So you can carry on without needing someone like me forever, that you're not dependent on me and, you're not waiting for me to call you and waiting next week so you can start to feel better. You're doing it yourself. That's the goal. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've worked with thousands of men and I've lived these principles myself. This isn't a theory. It's what I help other men to do every day. And it's what I do in my life every day. I'm talking the talk. I run these principles in my own life. I'm talking the talk and I'm walking the walk. And anybody that knows me, anybody that's working with me will tell you that. Even the people that I live with, they will tell you that I'm living this way. And if it takes a lot to get me stressed out, I genuinely get stressed if the environment is stressed and that's necessary. I recover quicker than anybody else when something goes wrong. And things are going to go wrong in your life. It's how you get back up again and how quick you get back up and dust yourself off. And I just do that really quick. So I'm still ethical, kind, compassionate, and understanding. And I'm able to adapt to the environment. And if something bad happens, I can experience it and then just get myself back on the track again and think, how can I be truly helpful? So here's some of the feedback and the evidence. And I'm showing you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you that this is possible. These are real people. I'm going to skim through this stuff and I'm going to show you the stuff. You can pause on it if you want. These are real messages, WhatsApp, Messenger, you name it, sent after calls when people start to notice shifts in their life. And like Paul takes away the fear out of living, pretty much kind of sums up what we do. If you want to have a read through this, you can pause through them if you want. And as I said, I'm just trying to impress upon you the possibility and point out a few highlights here of what people are experiencing. And this is important because you need to understand that I am able to do what I say I can do. And I respect people's privacy. I don't ask anybody to do videos. I respect people's privacy. This is a very personal subject. I don't want to be on video. I didn't want to be on video when someone asked me to do a video testimonial. I felt under pressure, like I had to do it, and then it was going to be on the internet forever. And I got lucky enough, I was able to not do it. And I'm glad that my video is not out there on the internet, So these are just quick kind of skim throughs. You'll start to see some patterns here, like lighter, clearer, more focused. These aren't marketing lines. These are real world from real people who finally felt like something had lifted in their life and they wanted to share it with me. And I always kept these and kept them as screenshots. I've blacked out the names. Some notice changed immediately And sometimes their partner or their boss actually notices before them. They start to see there's something different about you. I can see it in your face. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. If you go onto the website, you'll see more testimonials here from the same kind of approach that I took. I changed the names. I'm very respectful of people's privacy. That's just the way I am. And what matters is the feedback isn't about me. It's about them finally feeling more like themselves again. So I'm just going to go through them. That's it. So you can have a look at them if you want. And if you want to kind of skim through them and read them, they're very interesting, very powerful. And what people notice is the changes in their life. So imagine this, if you worked with me, if we went through this process, I don't do scripted testimonials. You'll see that they're all genuine. Imagine this. Picture yourself in their shoes. Imagine waking up in the morning without that tension in your chest or that noise in your head. That's a huge thing, especially for me when I was able to do that. Wake up without that conversation in my head and that tightness in my chest. It's a massive, massive experience to be able to have that. And once you know it, once you've learned it with me, there's no going back. You can't go back into the old way of thinking. The game will be up because you will not be able to buy into that way of thinking again. Imagine you've slept well and you're not dragging yourself around the day. You feel steady, just feel at peace. And even you walk into the kitchen and you're actually present with your partner or your kids, and you're not already miles ahead of yourself thinking about work or where you should be or where you shouldn't be or what the future's going to be like. And you're not like always losing track of time when you're with people. You're not in your head. And even at work or your business or you're starting a new business, you're not second guessing yourself. You're not second guessing everything. Imagine being able to actually say this. You're not second guessing anything that you're doing. You're just going for it. You're focused and you're not overthinking. You're just being who you are. That's what this can start to feel like. When you stop reacting from stress, you start leading from a clearer head and a grounded place. Only good things can happen. And as you'll notice, if you look at the testimonials, there's patterns in them. They're like text feedback. There's patterns in these. And what people notice is they worked with me for specific issues. And their whole thinking changed around everything. And they started to notice that there was future value in this. These were unexpected benefits that people noticed. And some of them, like you'll hear the benefits in them yourself, these are beyond what people expected. And even as I look back at some of the testimonials, that's not even what they came to me for. We resolved the thing that they came for, but these are just like extra benefits that they noticed. Yes, the stress drops. And yes, you think more clearly, but also you'll notice here, you sleep better. You feel more patient. Even in tough moments, you feel more patient. You show up differently at work and people will start to notice. You enjoy time with your family more. And even people notice that their hobbies actually feel fun again. They're not just doing them just to escape from their stress. They're actually enjoying them again. They're fully present and available. And the biggest one I hear, the noise in your head gets quieter. You just feel more at peace. And that's a beautiful place to be. Just that peaceful mind. And even when thoughts go through your mind, you just don't believe them. They just pass by. And then it comes to a stage where that just becomes automatic. So that's what I can do. That's how it works. Here's what you need to do if you want to take the next step is book a 45-minute clarity call with me. It's one-to-one. It's private. Zero pressure. This is a private 45-minute call where we keep it simple and direct. First 10 minutes, we figure out what's really going on. Not just chit-chat, but a little bit of a deep dive into the way you're thinking. I get curious. What way you're thinking and how does it make you feel? And I get stuff from this clarity call. I start to see patterns to your thinking. I'll walk you through how I approach it. Not pushy. Just an honest look at what might help. And then you decide if it feels like a good fit. And if it is, we move forward. If not, no hard feelings. You still leave with clarity and insight. So the thing is that there's a limited number of available appointments. Obviously, I have to kind of make my work-life balance work. And I open up a limited number of these calls every few weeks, and I shut it off then. I shut my diary off. And right now, if you're watching this, I've got space for 10 men. And once these are booked, I close the diary until the next time. I give all of those people that I'm working with my full attention, and I enjoy every minute of it. If I overbook myself, that makes me stressed, and I can't, it waters down and dilutes my attention. And that's not pressure. That's just the reality of my schedule. That's just the way I do it. And I would like you to be able to do that with your life too. So if this has landed for you, if you felt something in it, book in now and fill out this short pre-call form. And this is just something that you can do, that I can read it and I can focus on what's going on in your life a little bit. It's not too much. You're just taking some boxes, filling in a few little short answers. And you click on the link, I'll open up a page where you can pick your time. So you pick book my strategy call. And there's also a short little form there, like you'll see as you scroll down. Just a few questions to help me understand what's going on for you. Filling in this is part of the process. It helps me show up prepared for the call. And it helps you to commit to actually doing something about this. It's taking the next step and taking action. So fill in the form, and that shows me your level of commitment. And people that make it this far, they're ready. They're just ready to go. And I know they're ready. And I get on that call with you, only good things can happen. So thanks for watching all the way through. If any part of this hit home, don't overthink it. Don't sit on it. Book your call. Fill in the form and let's have a little chat on the phone or on Zoom. Either way is good. I won't try to sell you anything. We'll just have a real conversation and you'll know what to do from that point on. So thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I'm Paul Campbell, and you'll find the link below in the description. Just click on it, book in with me. Whatever happens next, I genuinely wish you the best.